We are with Roland Dale Smith, born on October 14th, 1924. Roland served in the United States Army during World War II. His highest rank was private. It is May 4th, 2017, and we are at the Veterans Memorial Center on Merritt Island. I am James Gray, owner of MissionFOTO. Also present, MissionFOTO helper Nancy Schumann, Ruth Smith, and Dale Smith. This interview is being conducted on behalf of the Veterans History Project for the Library of Congress. Good morning, Roland. How are you this morning?
Okay.
You have a long ride up here from home, I heard?
Yeah.
But you must have survived it then.
Yeah.
You're doing okay.
No, okay.
Well, we're here to ask you about your military career. I want to hear everything there is about it that you can recall. Let's start with where you were born and raised.
Well, I was born in Fort McKinley, wasn't it? Fort McKinley. And that's how I put it. That's outskirts of Dayton, I guess. So, I went to Fort McKinley grade school. I don't know whether you want that, all that, or not. But and then...
That's the Dayton, Ohio area.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
All right.
And then my mother and dad divorced, and I went out to where he lived in West Ellick, Ohio, and I went to high school there, and I played football and a little basketball, but mostly my specialty was football. Trying to think. The best thing I remember was I blocked a kick and run it back for a touchdown. And then let's see. I worked on the farm. We had different farmers, and we went around and helped them by baling hay and different other farm on the farm work. But I finally I went to, where was it? I rode the school bus back and forth from home, and also the the different farmers around there, why I worked for them. Feeding the different animals and calves and so forth. And then
Roland,
yeah.
I want you to look at me now. I know I'm not very handsome, but you gotta be looking at me or the camera.
Or me.
You can look at us.
Oh.
It's all right. Keep your head up there. We want to see your face while you're talking. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now you worked on the farm.
Yeah.
So, what year did you graduate from high school? Do you recall?
Yeah. 1942.
Look up now. That's it. There you go. 1942.
Yeah.
Well, we are at war in 1942.
Yeah.
How did you enter the service? What was that process?
Well, let's see. I was working at what's the name of that place? What's the name of that place?
Where you worked, McCall's.
McCall.
Ron, we're going to invite your lovely wife, Ruth, to join you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Would you accept that? Ruth, would you come and sit with him? All right.
You need to hold your head up and speak a little louder.
All right.
That's it. Look at us now. We want to see your face.
Is this good now?
We need a little adjustment there, don't we? Okay, got you guys. Ruth, introduce yourself, if you will.
I'm Ruth Smith, Ruth Macy Smith, and I married Roland in 1947.
Do the years for me on that. How long have you two been married? How many years have you been married then?
69 years.
69.
69 years.
You're an anomaly today. You know what that means? There aren't many people like you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
So, how did you, let's go back. Roland, tell me, you graduated from high school, 42.
Yeah.
How did you enter the military? Did you go in right away in
No.
42?
No. I
Look at me. There you go.
I went to work at
He went to work at McCall's.
yeah.
It was a bookbinding company. He worked at McCall's after school, and he worked there until he went into the service.
Well, what happened? They put me in what do they call that? A1A or something, where you know
1A. You
1A.
became 1A.
And they drafted me, and when I was born, they used I don't know whether you heard of them forceps. Forceps.
No.
They put it around your head and help help your mother, and helps your mother you know.
Yeah, forceps. I know what you're saying. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, when they done that, they ruined my ear, and I'm deaf in this left ear,
I see.
and when they sent me up to Columbus, Ohio, to be drafted, you know, why I answered all the different questions they asked me. But when I told them that I couldn't, that I was deaf in that ear, they didn't believe me. They thought that I was just pulling, so they just run me on through like my ear was all right, you know. And so then when I passed everything else so good, they wanted me to. You couldn't be drafted in the Navy, but the Navy guy was there, and he said, I'd like for you to join the Navy. I said, no. I said, I can walk further than I can swim. So I said, I'll go in the Army. So I left there and went to
Camp Robinson.
yeah, Camp Robinson, Arkansas. That's down there where the
Basic training. Your basic training.
yeah, but where the you know, I can't think of her name now. That was running for president. You know,
I don't know.
Hillary Clinton. She was from down there.
In that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So,
So I'm confused on the year now. What year were you inducted through Columbus? What year was that? You graduated in 42.
yeah. And so, well, let's see.
Okay, it appears that you then were inducted in 1943,
Yeah,
from what I see. You went right to Arkansas to basic combat training.
yeah. At Camp Robinson, Arkansas.
Yeah, you were there, I presume, 8 weeks.
Yeah. I was there really longer than that. Cause I had what do you call him? Doggone it. The guy that was giving me the basic training, he thought that I was saying things that I didn't do and one thing and another, and then so they had me watering the grass when it was raining and so forth.
I had a drill sergeant like that myself in basic. I remember those days. Sergeant Cherry, he was a peach.
Yeah,
So you eventually did graduate from basic training. Where did you go for your advanced individual training?
Oh,
Do you recall?
yeah. I'm trying to. Well,
Where'd you go when you left Arkansas?
huh?
Where'd you go when you left Arkansas?
When I left Arkansas,
Where'd you go then?
when
Where'd you get shipped out at?
oh,
Did you go to infantry training next?
yeah, I went to.
Or did I hear that you were a medic in the military?
Yeah, they changed me after because the fact that they finally realized that I was deaf in that ear and so forth. And so,
Sure, yeah.
so they didn't want me in the infantry.
Yeah.
So they transferred me to like a medic, you know. And then what was
Do you know where you had your medic training?
the
Where did you go to have your medical training?
oh
Where was that?
that was down
Do you have it?
I went down. Well, first they sent me down to oh doggone it, down south.
What state are we in? Well, you'll think about it eventually here, and then mention that to me when you think about it a little bit more. How long were you in medical training then? How
Oh,
long did you last there?
yeah. Not, I wasn't in medical training very long. You know, I knew what they told me and everything, and so I want to. They put me on a transport ship, and they sent me down to oh doggone it.
Well, let's.
I went to oh no, I don't know why I can't think of it.
I think it's all these lights and too much action this morning. You served, let's get to that point. You served in what was your assigned unit? Do you recall?
Oh,
You were in an infantry unit, I presume.
yeah,
this. Were you in the European theater or were you in the South Pacific?
No, I was in European.
Europe, so they probably shipped you off to England, did they not?
And yeah, I was in England, but
You would have gone in on D-Day, but the weather wasn't permitted, and you were out there waiting. You were out. The medics were out there waiting on the ship to go in on Omaha Beach. That's where you went in.
yeah,
2 days after D-Day.
You know that, Ruth? It was 2 days after the
Yeah,
invasion.
2 days there. He would have gone in on D-Day, but the weather permitted. That's why they had slaughter. If they could have
well,
got
that's
in when they wanted to, the
that's when
weather.
the Germans
Right.
sent that division down there just on training, and I'm trying to think of that town. Doggone.
St. Louis, France is where you got hit, right?
St. Louis, France is
He
where.
was wounded in St. Louis, France.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about that day when you landed on the beach. Now, they held back the medics until the force was ashore that second day,
Right,
and they held them back.
right.
Tell me, Ron, tell me what you experienced as you then finally got off the boat and found yourself standing there on the beach. What was that like?
Yeah. I went up this dirt road, and the thing I remember so vivid, there was a little kid out there, had a little car, and he was running around there, you know. And I told him, I said, you better be moving that out of here, because I said, you're going to be in a bad area for gunfire. So anyhow, I got on up in there, but then they found out that I was deaf in my left ear, so they said, well, you can't be in the infantry, so we're gonna make a medic out of you. So that's where I got in to be a medic, and I remember. See, I couldn't hear. Of course, I couldn't hear out of this ear, and they the different drill sergeants and so forth, they thought I was just putting it on, you know, and so they
This question.
Ruth, you mentioned there was a little village there in France where he apparently landed. What was the name of that village?
See, I'm hearing impaired.
What was the name of the village you mentioned just a minute ago?
Oh, St. Louis, France.
St. Lo.
Uh-huh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And that's there on the beach?
yeah.
This is
On the
Omaha or Normandy?
well, it was a little way in, anyway, and that's where we was in a dried out creek bed. I remember that. And they said, they said, the Germans was, they were sending in a combat unit in that area, and they said, try to get in back in along the bank as close as you can get in, and so I got in there with a couple other guys, and that's where when they you can see when they throw a shell over and then one back and then one in, that's the one that's going to hit, you know.
A shell came in to your foxhole?
Oh, come in and I wasn't in a foxhole. I was in a side of a dried creek bed.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
And that's where I got moved out of there then. And the guy that was in there with me, he got killed, and he was laying there, and he was his blood was coming out and getting all over me. So I thought, well, I can't handle this. So I thought, well, I'll crawl out there in the middle of that creek bed, you know. And that was a big mistake, because I thought I'd get up, but I was hit otherwise, and I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up.
You were hit with a piece of shrapnel.
Yeah.
And once you crawled in the creek bed, you couldn't move anymore?
No, I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up.
What did it feel like? What was it?
Oh, well, I thought, well, my God, I made a bad. I thought maybe I could get up and walk, you know. But
where did the shrapnel hit you? In a leg, then, I presume.
Oh, well.
Where were you hit with the
I was hit pretty much around the different parts of my body. I'm still full of shrapnel, you know.
So you're
when they X-ray me and everything, they
yeah. The fragment. This is a fragmentary projectile. So you have lots of little pieces that you got hit with.
Yeah.
Were you were bleeding at the time?
Yeah. Yeah, and so when I got out there, there was a company runner for the infantry, and he come down there, and he was going to another unit, and he seen me laying there, and I said, hey, can you tell me, can you see if you can help me get up? He said, you can't get up. He said you're hit. He was telling me all the places I was hit. So he said, as soon as I get over to where I'm going, I'm gonna tell them, I'm gonna tell them that you're down here and you need help. So that's the way it was. They come back and the guy that was the head of my company back in there, he said, "Oh my God, they hit one of my men down there."
They hit what?
He said, "They hit one of my men down there." So they finally come down and got me, and then that's when I started my tour from one outfit to another outfit, hospital, you know. So
You were, I want to try and picture this better. You were laying in the creek,
yeah,
in a creek bottom there.
yeah.
How deep of water were you laying in?
Oh, there was no water in there.
Oh, it was a dry creek.
It was dried out, yeah.
This is June. What was the weather like? Was it hot that day? Was it cool?
Well, I can't remember whether it was or not. It was I know when they finally come down there and got me, they said that we're gonna have to get you back so where you can get help with my injuries there.
Yeah, so you got some severe lacerations there.
Oh yeah.
So eventually a squad did come back and pick you up,
Yeah.
I assume on a litter, and got you to a rear position, to a hospital.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh. Well, they couldn't do much for me there, so they kept shifting me around, and they finally sent me to Scotland, and they said, well, we can't do much for you here, so they just kept moving me around that area, and I finally got to where they could give me some treatment, but I never really got it. I never really got any good treatment until I got out of there and got
They sent you home at that point then?
no, they didn't send me home.
But you're in Scotland,
Yeah,
and you're still seeking treatment.
yeah, oh yeah,
Finally, the doctors came from Mayo Clinic.
huh?
The doctors came from Mayo Clinic.
Yeah. the doctors come from Mayo Clinic, and
This is to Scotland, Ruth? I'm sorry?
Where was that?
no, that wasn't in Scotland.
Think about that. I want to clear up something here. You landed on the beach 2 days after the
Omaha
initial
Beach.
landing.
After D-Day.
Omaha Beach. How many days were you there until you got hit with the shrapnel? What day was that?
Well,
Was it a couple of days? Was it a week? Do you have a sense of what that was? How long was it?
well, I eventually I'm trying to tell when I worked at it in there,
Where were you when the Mayo Clinic doctors did your surgery?
well, I was on, I'm trying to see when I'm trying to think when I got down there, and they, and doggone it.
Would they have brought surgeons from Mayo Clinic over to Scotland?
Yes.
Is that conceivable? So the operation was there.
See what happened when he had the nerve injury in his leg, and the doctors there couldn't diagnose it, and he was in severe pain. He couldn't get his leg off of the bed. So they kept after him, and the doctor said, "You will get up." And he said, "I can't get up." And so he said, "Well, I'm not getting up." So then these two doctors came through, and the minute he looked at him and talked to him, he said, "I know exactly what's wrong with you." So they did what they called a sympathectomy. They took the rib out, and for his leg. And so that was the biggest injury he had. He's got shrapnel all over him, but that was the biggest injury, was the leg there for the symptomectomy to get that pain out of there, because he couldn't.
Which leg was it?
Right leg.
Right leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can tell today it still shows, but
Yeah. But strengthening the bone was shattered. Was the problem? They used a rib to reinforce it then?
I think the basic thing was the nerves were injured.
Around
The nerves, yeah.
in that area.
And after they took care of him, they said, "Now you can either sit in that bed or you can get up. It's up to you." And he had a beautiful little nurse that he loved, and she helped him and got him up, and it was a hard thing for him, but he finally made it. He was on crutches for a long time, and then he finally, got home, but you were transferred 3 or 4 times before you came home after you had the symptomectomy.
Yeah.
You remember where that was?
I'm trying to think when I arrived down there, it was doggone it.
Ruth, do you recall from conversations how long he was in Scotland before he was shipped home then?
No, I don't know how long it was, but I know he was transferred. You went to Newfoundland one time, didn't you? I think he was like, once he left there, then he was like 2 or 3 other places, I know that. And before he got back to the States to get home.
And he's still being cared for medically then?
Yes.
In all these changes?
Right, yeah.
Scotland, Newfoundland?
Like a recuperation.
Yes.
Yeah.
The duration of time, from the time he was hit with the shrapnel until he did officially land on American soil?
Remember how much time was involved?
Oh,
Was it like 3 months or 6 months that you were through that?
yeah, it was, I don't remember all that. I'm trying to think when I went down there, we landed at
Azores.
and I heard that little train going around. Woo! and that was that? Doggone it.
I want to jump ahead here. When were you two married again? What year was that?
Okay,
I've
we-
forgotten.
How I met Ron was I knew his mother, and she told me that he was wounded and he was coming home.
You were from Dayton as well?
Same place. I was born in Dayton, and we lived in what they called Fort McKinley. It was a little town.
Yes.
And so so I was still in high school. So every morning we walked up to the bus stop, and he worked at the bar because when he left to go to service, he worked at McCall's Magazine. But when he came home, they could not make a job for him because of his leg. He couldn't do the work anymore. So they said, if you ever get fit, you'll have a job and all your time will accumulate that way. But it just didn't work out for him. So anyway, we'd go up there and it was raining and snowing, and he came out and he said, you can come in the bar if you want to. He was bartending there. He said, you can come in here and stay with me till the bus comes. So that's what we did. So that's how we started going together.
I see.
So we got married in 1947.
He's a slick
And,
fellow over there. He's
and,
got an angle.
Yeah. And so we both worked.
You got married in 47?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we both worked, and then very fortunate in 1958 we had our son Dale.
Yes.
And we,
Who's here with you right now?
yes. And so that was the highlight of our life. And we had a very happy marriage, very, very good marriage.
Yeah. Just the one son.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
What was your career then? He didn't work at the bar the whole time.
No, he was an automobile mechanic.
yeah,
He wasn't able to work when he got out of the service, so his dad said, if you're going to do something, he said, you're going to work. So his dad had a garage, so that's where he worked, and he worked a mechanic, and then he stayed with his dad, and then after we got married, he came into Dayton and started working at the automotive places.
yeah.
Ron, are you a good mechanic? You fix anything?
Yeah, I was.
He was.
Yeah.
What was your specialty there?
Oh, I worked on everything. I worked on diesels and you name it, I know.
Was that your entire career? You were a mechanic for
Yeah.
all those years?
Yeah.
When did you retire?
Oh,
When he was 62.
62.
He was 62.
Okay.
Yeah.
He worked real hard to get all his SAT tests, and he got all these frames, all these big plaques and all this stuff. He got all that done, and about a year later he said, I'm not working anymore.
See,
But in,
he's done it all.
yeah, but in the process, Roland is very sports. He loves sports, he loves baseball, he loves football, but racing is his heart. And he had this guy that had a race car.
Automobile racing,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. Had this guy that had his race car, and they worked on that race car all week, every night, all week, and they go to the racetrack, and then they wouldn't win but about $5, and they put about $50 a week in it. So he did that for quite a while, and he enjoyed that. And so eventually that was enough of that. So then after he retired, he was having some guys come to the house to work on their cars, but that didn't last because it was thank you and goodbye.
That's
So,
it. I'll be back when I get paid this weekend. Get you, and then you didn't see him now.
so,
It's good to get it up front, isn't it?
Yeah.
but he's a Jeff Gordon fan.
I see.
So,
Before we run out of time, I want to hear about his awards and medals, what he received as a result of his military career. Can you tell us about that? Rick?
okay, he has the Purple Heart is the biggest one, and then he had a Bronze Star.
Yes, tell me about the Bronze Star. How did he win that? Was that a part of that attack that he was under?
But I would like to tell you a couple highlights that happened to him. He was down in Arkansas, and like he said, he couldn't hear, and the guy gave him a rough time, made him go out and water the grass and everything. And his dad went down, and he said, you can't see him. He's being penalized. And his dad said, I drove all the way here, couldn't I see him? And so they finally let him see him. And at another time, he was resting before he got wounded. He was resting, and this man came by, and he said, patted him on the back, and he said, how you doing, soldier? And he said, oh, just fine. So this guy said, do you know who that was? And he said, no. And he said, that was General Patton.
George.
And, yeah, George Patton. So he was
yeah.
under George Patton, and he was right there
Christ,
with that.
I like him.
And
You remember that moment?
Huh?
What was that like?
Boy, I tell you, that guy was something else. He was a soldier's buddy.
Soldier's soldier, wasn't he?
Yeah, when the war was over, he said, he told Eisenhower, he said, I'll tell you one thing, right now, he said, we better go over and whip Russia, because we can whip them now, and if we don't whip them now, later on, we won't be able to. So, man, that comes to.
But another highlight, we took the World War II trip right after 9/11. We took a trip there, and on the trip we went to General Patton's grave, and one of the guys from New York.
Where are you on the trip? Where have you gone?
It was the World War trip in Europe, all over Europe though. We
Okay.
went to all the cemeteries and everything, and this one guy from New York could still wear his uniform, and he had his uniform on, and they had services there at General Patton's grave. And that was very heartwarming.
Where is Patton buried?
He's buried,
In Belgium.
Yeah, Brussels, Belgium.
yeah.
Brussels, I see, yeah. That's
Yeah, we
thrilling.
went to all the World War I, and we're all over. The only place we couldn't get in was Russia. All the other little countries over there, we spent the whole time over there.
Well, you walked the beach at
So-
Omaha, I imagine too, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to Omaha Beach where he went in.
What was that like, standing there on the beach again?
Oh, man,
Bring back
you
memories?
had to run and get in the cover. I remember they said the Germans was coming, and guy come along here in a Jeep, and I reached up and grabbed a hold of the side of it, and I was holding on to as an American Jeep, you know, and holding on to that to get out of that area. But yeah,
Omaha Beach still shows signs of the war.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Esther's son-in-law, wasn't it? That was he was in charge of all the guys that was given the basic training.
You talked about Esther's brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, Emerson. Yeah, but he's not talking about that now. Your time's running out.
Yeah.
We've got a couple minutes left here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Ruth, does Ron wear that hat often?
Yes. He's
What-
very proud.
Tell us about that greatest generation. What is that about? Ron, tell us. Greatest generation hat you got on there. That's very striking.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Well, I was in World War II.
And survived it.
Yeah.
He wears that proud.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm trying to.
Do you think, let me ask you this question, do you think that maybe you were the last great generation?
Huh?
Do you think you might be the last?
Well,
What do you think of today?
they ain't too many of us left.
Look around at society, culture, the military today.
Yeah.
What is your reaction?
Oh, well, I don't know. I really can't answer that question too much because I'm not that close to what's going on.
I bet Ruth has heard him mention a few things. What have you heard him talk about? What have you heard him talk about in relationship to what he went through and what it's like today?
I think that this point it's not there. You know, the thoughts aren't there. I don't think he wants to think in those terms. You mean of how that's going to come out with all this. But he thinks the military's good, you know, as far as the forces and stuff like that. But the countries, the way things are going, that I think that's one thing he tries to block out a little bit.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Many of us are.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to think in those terms.
Yeah.
So you both live in Florida now.
Yes.
Are you close to the beach?
Yeah.
Do you like the beach?
I love the beach.
You look like a beach girl
I love
to
the
me.
beach, but Mr. Smith is not a beach person.
You're not a beach person.
No.
That beach in Omaha tainted you on beaches.
Because,
Yes.
Yes.
because that I'm not that active now. I can't walk by myself anymore or anything.
We actually stayed at Days Inn for about 10 years, for 2 months and during the winter, and then when they had the hurricane down here, it closed that. So then we went to Suburban one year, and that didn't work out, so then we bought the house in '05. And then we lived there until we went back and forth every year until we decided we just couldn't do that anymore. And Dale was willing to move with us, so Dale has his own home, and so now we're all three down here and we're real happy.
Good for you.
But if I could, I would like to say one thing.
Yes.
Roland gets excellent care at the VA. In Ohio, we had the hospital, we had the cemeteries, we had the whole 10 yards in Ohio. And down here we have Vera. And I can honestly tell you, his appointments are all made. His medicine is all right on time. And then we have had no problems whatsoever with him getting the care.
Good for them. Good for you.
Say that.
Does Roland belong to any other military associations?
He is a life member of all of them. He's a life member of DAV, the VFW, the American Legion, the AMVETS. He's a life member of all of them. Yes. Very active until, the last 10 years, of course, but
Yes.
now he's, yes.
You have a parting thought, Roland? You want to part with us?
Well,
I think your parting thought would be that you were proud to serve the country.
yeah,
You were proud that you got to go. You had a lot of happy memories as well as the memories that were very sad for you. But you had a lot of enjoyment from them, and you felt like you did your duty by serving the country.
yeah. Well, when I come down here, we landed at Northern Ireland.
In Northern Ireland.
Yeah. And then we used to run that beach down there. I remember that.
We're going to have to cut it off here.
Yeah.
I want to thank you both for participating today. I have so enjoyed hearing your story. You have blessed me today. Roland, I want to thank you as well for your military service.
Thank you.
I too stood on Omaha Beach once and wondered what it was like.
Yeah.
And you've given us a clearer view of
Yeah.
what those days were like. Ruth, thank you for assisting.
You're welcome.
I can tell you've had some experience with that and some...
Had I known what you were going to do, I could have, had a good day, and I could have wrote down some things to go.
You
But,
did a fine job today.
But
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have to say goodbye.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I salute you both.
Thank you.
And happy 70th anniversary.
Right.
What day is that coming?
November 2nd.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll be partying with you. Matter of fact, we might come down and bring a bottle of champagne.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.